Hello and welcome to Beyond the Real. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about Midsommar, or Midsommar as it's stylized. So, for those of you that don't know, Midsommar was released in 2019 and it was written and directed by Ari Aster. So, right off the bat, let me tell you that this is a really weird movie. It's very disturbing, and firstly, let me just give you a warning that this film does have some profanity in it. It can have some graphic violence at some point, and towards the end there's nudity and there is a sex scene. So Midsummer follows a group of friends as they travel to Sweden to take part in this once in a lifetime Midsummer festival. However, little do they know that this Midsummer festival actually takes place in a cult, and things take a turn for the worst. Let me just say that this is a slow movie. It may be a little too slow for some, and the fact that it's also runs at about 2 hours 20 minutes, that could be a little long for some people, and also the fact that it is slow could turn a lot of you off. This film really handles a lot of themes, and some people might find that a bit distracting. A positive slash negative about this film is the fact that it doesn't really spell everything out for you, so it can be open for interpretation, and that could turn a lot of people off. But I think that's probably one of the most interesting aspects of the film. So let's get into the positive. So now let me tell you what was really awesome about this film. So Midsommar was very disturbing, and I kind of enjoyed that it was really disturbing. And what I mean by disturbing is the fact that this is a horror movie, but it's not your typical conventional horror film. Like, there's no ghosts or demon haunting a house. There's not like a killer on the loose. I feel like a lot of this is psychological, and I feel like that's what makes it so special. One of the most disturbing things about the film is just seeing the suffering that the characters go through, because that, to me personally, is more unsettling than, seeing a killer on the loose or like a haunted house or something like that. Also, the tension in this film is really, really well played out, because it's basically built on the foundation that you have the feeling from the moment they get there that something's off, and you always have this weird feeling that something bad is going to happen. And the way that they build on that is just really well, from like some characters just having like weird dialogue, or seeing some of the strange paintings on the walls. So yeah, I really enjoyed that the two leads, played by Florence Pugh and Jack Reynor, felt like real people, and they didn't feel like actual movie characters. So that brought like a little more sense of realism to the film. There are also some scenes in the film where the characters take recreational drugs, and let me say that those are probably some of the most interesting scenes in the film, because the director really makes it feel like if you yourself are going on a trip with them. He makes like the audio fade out and really like turns up the focus on their breathing, so you kind of find yourself like being in sync with them as they breathe, and like the backgrounds around them like start to warp, and it's just really well done, and it kind of does feel like you're on a trip. Also, let me say that you could easily tell that there was a lot of thought and a lot of focus put onto the craftsmanship of this film, because this film is just absolutely gorgeous to look at. Everything from the cinematography to the costumes, even to the architecture in the village that they visit, is just so beautiful to look at. And yeah, like even the transition between some scenes are just so good. Like, for instance, there's a scene right before they go where Florence Pugh gets up to go to the bathroom, and as she opens the door, it transitions to another scene where she's on an airplane and she's going, and as she closes the door, the scene transforms from an apartment into an airplane bathroom, and it was just so well done. So yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about what made this film so disturbing, but some of the rituals that you see in this film are just so weird, and I really don't want to get into it because I feel like that's one thing that you should experience for yourself in the film. But yeah, this film is very unsettling. It's very disturbing, and if you choose to watch it, let me just say that it's better to just walk in blind and just sit down, turn it on, and take it all in. So yeah, Midsummer was it was interesting. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it to a certain extent, and if you, I can't really say I recommend it, but if you're curious, check it out. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Beyond the Real. I've been Alex, and thanks for hanging out with me. So yeah, right before I go, let me just say that I think that you're a star and that you are perfect and that you shouldn't let anyone else tell you any different. Stand up for your beliefs and chase your dreams.